when you were 6. And just because somebody's somewhere so you can drink now, don't mean it's right in the eyes of the Lord. You have to teach this diligently. You can't get so mad at me. You can't get so mad at God that you stop doing this. Teach it diligently. Teach it 7 times over. How often till they get it? And then after they get it, don't stop teaching.
That's right.
Read. Look at this. I got it. Teach them diligently unto the children, and thou shalt. Y'all tired of me? Y'all tired of me? Y'all tired of me? No. I can't hear you.
Don't be scared to speak.
Thou shalt. That's an imperative. This is a commandment. God says. Who says? Pastor Martin. No, Pastor Martin says. God says. Moses said. No, Moses didn't say it. God said.
Amen.
Thou shalt talk of them when thou sittest down in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou listen. When you get up, teach. When you lay down, teach. When you're sitting down, when you're resting, when you take a walk in the park, teach this stuff. In other words, don't stop teaching. Well, when do we get to relax? When you're in heaven. You get to relax eternally then. When do we get to take a break? You don't get to take a break from the teachings of God. You don't put them down. You're always on. You're always receiving. You're always teaching. You're always living. In Him we live, we breathe. We have our being. You don't stop. Can we take a vacation? Can we take a break? Can we just set that down for me? Listen. I know what society says, but these are the last days. These are the last times. If you didn't get this before, baby, understand. Because it's perilous. Perilous is equivalent with last. This is a normal time. We were talking here the other day. When you get to overtime, the regular game rules don't apply. This is overtime. The next score wins. We don't be substituting and no. This is it. We got one time to make this right. We got 5 seconds left on the clock. We have 3 seconds left on the clock. We don't get the pass. The next shot, we want it to be right. So you don't get to practice. You don't get to rehearse. You've got to get this, and it's got to count. Every moment in your life from here forward, these are the last days. There's no mulligans. There's no do-overs. There's no wait until I get it. Maybe later. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth. Remember now. You got to do this now. You got to get it right now. These are the last days. Look, this baby. These are the last days. Don't say, well, he's just young. He can go to hell. And it would be a shame for a loving, God-fearing mother to let their 8-year-old child go to hell. Why would we do that? Oh, they're not just anything. He said it's for you and for your children and for your children's children. If they're 5, teach them right. Teach them holiness. Teach them righteousness. So they're walking. Little kids. I'm seeing a little kid at the store. Profanity coming out of a little kid's mouth. Where'd they learn it? At home. What's your kid learning at home? When you walk by when you rise up in the morning, when you go to bed at night, teach it all the time. Teach it until they're throwing it up. At least it's coming out of you. At least I know now that you got it in you, because I just saw righteousness come out. Don't stop. Don't stop! Don't you realize that this is life and death? Don't you realize we don't have any more time? Don't you realize these are it? This is it. This is the last days. Don't get tired. Don't get dissuaded. Don't get distracted. And listen. If you let up on your kids, somebody else won't. You've got to give it to your kids where your kids are the ones telling other kids, that's not right. third graders on the bus, in the back of the bus, performing sexual favors on each other. Something that one of them saw and taught everybody else. And they think it's cool and they think it's fun. Somebody on there will say, well, that's not right. I'm going to tell. Rather than, oh, I guess it's cool because everybody else is doing it. You got to put a difference. You have to let the innocent mind of a child stay innocent. Let me hurry this up. Teach it diligently. Talk to them. When you sit down, when they walk by the way, when you take a walk, when thou liest down, when thou risest up, when thou shalt bind them for a sign upon their hand. You know how you tie a little string to your finger so you won't forget? That's a biblical idiom. Hebrew children actually have things that they wrap around their wrists so that they know that they are bound to the scrolls of the teachings of Jehovah. Watch this. Y'all don't like this. Bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between their eyes. Do you know that Orthodox Jewish children actually take the law of God and wrap it around, it looks like a little box, and they tie it to their heads? That's crazy. Yeah, well, guess what? I bet they don't forget. I bet it's always on their mind. All the kids may point and but guess what? They're standing for something. That means something to them. You teach it so often, they don't get ashamed. They start getting proud about what they have and who they are. You're king's kids. You don't do as other kids do. Well, Johnny down the street. You're not Johnny down the street. We believe in the teachings of Christ, and you're going to walk in them. When I was growing up, I didn't have a choice. They made me go to church. I didn't tell them that I didn't feel like it. Wish I would tell my dad I don't feel like going. They didn't give us a choice. They didn't give us a choice. Because if you give a child a choice, guess what? They'll take it.
That's right.
Children are children, but they're smart. They forgot. If they say, I'm going, they cry just loud enough that you'll give in. But if you get this, like you're supposed to have, you better straighten up your face. Help me here. Frontlets between the eyes. Thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house. Now I got to write them on the wall. We got posters all over the house too? Yeah, well, I want you to never forget. I always wanted to be wherever you look. I want to be in front of your face. Why can't we have normal pictures? Why can't we have a picture of, listen. I want you to live in eternity. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
Don't tie them yet? Write them upon the posts of thy house and upon thy gates. People walking by the house should know that this is the same sanctified Lord of Lord's house. And we're not ashamed of it. It's not a sanctified house because we put a poster out on the street. It's sanctified because of the way that we live and the culture that we submit to. Amen?
Amen.
Couple more. And it shall be when the Lord thy God shall have brought thee into the land which he swore to thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities which thou buildest not, and houses full of good things which thou fillest not, wells digged which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees which thou plantest not, when thou shalt have eaten and be full. Beware lest you forget the Lord which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. In other words, our parents had to work 2 and 3 jobs for their children to get what they had. We don't have to work 2 and 3 jobs. I got 1 job. My wife don't work at all. But guess what? It doesn't mean that the children don't have the diligence or the appreciation. Are you with me? It's not about we as a people, we as a race getting further and getting ahead. It's about maintaining a standard of holiness that has been consistent generation to generation. We don't go to church. We're not Christians because our great-grandfathers were Christians. That's not the reason. But they passed something on that we preserve and that we value. And that we won't forget and that we don't neglect. Everybody stand.